Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about correspondence. So this video is mainly for my aspiring lawyer friends who's going to be the future judges and everything. So we just need to get you through the accounting phase of things so that you can continue on studying your big books. So correspondence, what is this animal which they call correspondence? I'm not going to draft the entire statement. I don't think I'm going to draft the entire statement because I'm just going to give you an overview of what it's all about, so that when you get into it, you're not gonna have any problems and have any challenges. So basically, when you're dealing with correspondence, what's happening is your firm is in one location, right? So since your firm is in one location, you're not all over, right? But your client, let's say for instance, your firm is located in Gauteng or the GP province. Then you have a client who needs a collection to be done in the Western Cape. In the Western Cape, it's almost 1,000 kilometers from the GP province. So you now have to, you're now sitting with the problem. How are you going to do it? Are you then going to drop everything, get on a bus, get on a plane, drive off to Western Cape, chase after that money, then come back? So if you're going to be using that route, how many clients are you going to help to do, like throughout the year? You know, it's not feasible, it's not practical. So I think that is where the whole correspondence idea came about. So what happens in correspondence, you just have to understand that there are three main parties, right? The three main parties you have what you call the instructing. Please don't mind my spelling. You just have to understand that there is the instructing attorney or lawyer or what have you. Let's call the person the attorney. Then you have the instructed, right? From the instructed, then you have the client. So basically, the whole theme around correspondence is the relationship between these three people, right? So the client is going to give an instruction to their firm, which is in GP in this instance, right? So when they give the instruction to the firm in GP, they tell the firm in GP that, guys, go collect my money, but the money that I want collection from is in Western Cape. It could be maintenance, it could be an accident, whatever. But it's mainly a relationship between these three parties. So when you get to the instructing, so what then happens is then the guys in GP then look for other attorneys or another firm in the Western province. Then when they get that firm, then they instruct that firm and say to that firm, go and do a collection from XYZ who stays at such and such an address, right? So this firm becomes the instructed, which is the firm which you said is in the Western Cape, right? So this firm in the Western Cape then goes on to look for the money, which goes on to make the collection on behalf of this client, but under the guidance of the instructing, right? So that's basically the entire correspondence in a nutshell, right? So if the instructed is gonna come across fees which they have to pay and pay, for instance, sheriff fees, the what do you call it? Besides sheriff fees, the sheriff fees for drafting up summons, fees for drafting a lot of things, any expense which is now going to be incurred by the instructed, right? For instance, it's more or less saying, let's say they're going to collect 100,000, right? If they're going to be collecting 100,000 and the incurred expenses worth 1,000, they have to remove that 1,000 from the 100,000, right? Because it doesn't make sense for you to send someone the 100,000, then you wait for them to bring back that money which you've already spent. So they rather take their 1,000 and then they continue. Then you also have to also understand there is that part which they talk about collection fees and a whole lot of things which is now in that statement. But I won't really divulge deeper into the statement, but I just wanted you to have an overview on what they're talking about when they're talking about correspondence. Basically, correspondence is a relationship between these three parties: the instructing attorney, the instructed attorney, and the client. Right, the client was the case. Why it is coming to be? Why it's coming into being? We don't have a firm in that location. That's why we need to start instructing other firms and creating the need for correspondence. So the moment you understand the flow diagram that says, okay, we have the client. From the client, we have the client's attorney, which is the instructing attorney. Then we have the instructed. It will be very much easier for you to interpret, for you to interpret the statement, the correspondence statement. Then at the end of the day, these guys, the instructed, are going to give an EFT, right? An EFT payment back to the instructing, but they would have taken already their portion. So I won't go stage by stage into it because there are professional fees like wara, there's a lot of fees that are in there, but I need you to study them. But this video, the main purpose of this video was just to give you an overview of what really happens in correspondence. Thank you so much. Thanks again for watching the video. Remember, like, subscribe, share. All the best with your studies.